Hi, hello, and welcome to my Homestable Tour. So, today is the 18th of September 2024, and we are exactly 1 week away from getting the new Homestable customizations. So, I thought it would be fun to, for at the very least my own sake, record how my home stable looks now and how it will look in 1 week. And I'm not yet sure if I'm going to edit this as one separate video and then do a separate video next week when we get the customization on how my stable look then, or if I'm going to edit them together as one video. I guess you'll know when you clicked on this video based on its length and when it's uploaded. But yes, this is my home stable before home stable customization. And I started video way over here because there were a lot of people around here and I wanted a calm intro. But I'm gonna start with where my home stable is located, and that is here at the Silverglade Equestrian Center. And it has been here since the day I bought Star Rider, where as soon as I unlocked Silverglade, I finished the quest in the village and then I ran straight over here and moved in because I had seen videos of this place and I was in love. And back then in December 2015 it actually looked quite different because in June of 2016 it got an update. So the the equestrian center I fell in love with no longer exists, but I love the one we have now even more. I just think it kind of is due for another update. But here is my home stable. I think my microphone is quite far from my face. I hope it doesn't make a lot of sound now when I adjusted it. I was shaking a bit, but this is my home stable. And my home stable is fully upgraded. So I bought all 3 upgrades, meaning I have 2 extra stalls down here and 4 extra stalls down here. Meaning I should have 18. If we look at the overview, I should have 18 stalls. I did not count it now. I'm not that good at math, but it should be 18. And I think I'm going to start off with some horses that are permanent additions to my stable. They are pretty much always here, unless I'm riding on them. And the first one here is my starter horse, Darkstar. This is his stall. This is always his stall. And he is my favorite boy. I love him very much. We're petting the air, but I love him. And he is my starter horse, my soul steed, and he has always looked at this. Back when I started playing, you could not change how your starter horse looked. That's a feature that showed up later. But I have never used that feature. I love the way he looks because I created him in the image of my childhood dream horse. I guess that he is technically a liver chestnut, as he has a brown mane and tail and a brown body. But in my mind, he's a bay. Just I felt like the black mane and tail looked so dark on him. I didn't like it. But yeah, he's imaged after my childhood dream horse, who looked pretty much exactly like this. The lighter brown body and the darker mane and tail, 4 white socks and a white face marking. I don't know the English name for this type of marking, but in Swedish we call it a bläs. And I love brown horses with bläs. It's always been a weak spot, even as a child. I love that with bay horses. And I had a toy that looked not quite like this, but who is also kind of based on. My childhood dream horse was a mare, but I've always felt that Darkstar is a guy. He's I suppose he's the only guy in my heart. That's a lie. I have a partner, but I like him very much, and if I could only pick one of all of my beloved pixel horses, I would pick Darkstar. He is truly wonderful. If we move on to the two of the other horses that are permanent additions, it is Royal Winner here. Oh, wait, I did not close the door. This is Royal Winner, and she was the first horse I bought. I bought her because back then you had to own a pony to do the pony race and finish the quests. So the first horse I bought was a pony, and I bought her because she reminds me of one of the Shetland ponies my family owns and have had since I was quite young. She's actually older than me, this pony she's named after. And the horse she's named after, her barn name is Sessan, or Prinsessan, which means princess, and Sessan is short for that. So none of those are her like actual legal name or show names, but that's what we call her, and that's why I called her Royal Winner. I've also competed a lot with her. She's won a lot of things. She's a very competitive little horse. She always wants to do her best and be the fastest. And I have a Generation 3 Dartmoor pony who's also named after Sessan. But this was the first one, and therefore she has a very special place in my heart. I'm gonna pet her. She's adorable. I love her very much. Which moves on to the second horse I bought, which is also one of my permanent additions to the stable. Also because she is my club horse. I own a club that I don't talk about a lot, because the only way for people to get into this club is to know me in real life. That is literally the only way. I'm not letting anybody else in. We're not an active club. But we have a club horse, and the club horse is, well, I guess it's a Gen 1 North Swedish horse, but you can't buy them anymore. So I guess it's just a North Swedish horse. And this is my club horse, Pearl Mother. She is the second horse I bought, and I bought her because you needed back in the day, Dino Valley, if you wanted to be able to go full speed, you needed a horse that was cold resistant. And back then, only 3 horse breeds were. It was the North Swedish horse, the Fjord horse, and the Icelandic horse. But nowadays, you don't need the extreme cold and cold resistance is not a feature that's in the game anymore. But she has multiple purposes of being here, and she's also named after a real life horse, or the nickname. So she's named after a horse I call Mama Pearl. This is once again not her real name, but it's one of the North Swedish draft horses my dad owns. My dad has a couple of North Swedish draft horses, and one of them I call Mama Pearl because she's a mama. She had a foal. He was a little bit insane, if you ask me. The foal. She's not a foal anymore, she's an adult. She's an adult mare. But also named after a real life horse. This horse is not as similar to Sessan. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen my family's horses sometimes on my stories, and you might have seen the draft horses and Pearl or Mama Pearl. Sometimes it's shortened into Pearl, which once again, that's her barn name and not her real name. She's very pretty. And in my heart, she looks like that. She doesn't look like that, actually. Then on this side of the stable, the rest of the horses are, or at least on the same side as Pearl here, are horses that you can most often find them in these places, but they are also, unlike the previous 3 I've shown, these can. I'm more likely to put these in the pasture than the other 3. These are not permanent additions to the stable, or permanently in the stable, I should say. This is a special horse. This is Frostpepper. She was the first of the Gen 1 Fjord horses that I bought. I own all Gen 1 Fjord horses. And this is Frostpepper. And Frostpepper I bought in, I think, around February of 2017, so I've been playing for a little over a year. And I bought her when I was allowed to buy star coins for first time. For first year of playing, I wasn't allowed to buy star coins, and it took a bit of convincing for my mom to let me spend some of my own money on buying star coins, and then I bought 500 star coins on double star coins weekend, so I ended up getting 1,000, and I spent those on buying frost pepper here, and I was so excited. I was talking to both of the friends I had in the game from real life, one of them being the person who showed me Star Stable online. And we were just looking at all the fjord horses, and I was like, hey, I bought star coins, you want to buy horses with me? I was like, yes. I was like, I can think about a fjord horse. And like, oh my god, yes, a fjord horse. And this was back with the Calters, and we were just looking at all the horses, and it's like, I'm thinking this one, and then we tried to come up with a name. And I have a lot of fond memories of that, so she's special, but she's not a permanent addition to the stable. Then we have Apple Girl, or Alex, which is Alex, if you say it in Swedish, with a Y and not an E. I bought her to be my racehorse. Back when I bought her in 2016, the American Quarter Horse, the Gen 2, the Gen 3 did not just yet exist. Gen 3 wasn't a thing at all. This was the fastest horse in the game, this model horse, and I bought her to be my racehorse, and then I never did much racing, so I haven't used her a lot. But she's very fast, and that was a bit of a problem when I bought her, because Kaisa's level was quite low, so I didn't have that good stats. My command stat and riding stats, I guess command is the most important one, was quite low, so I had a really hard time steering her. And I crashed a lot when training her, and I also think I trained her a lot bareback for some reason, which didn't make it better, because obviously I would get less stats if I didn't have saddle or a saddle pad. That would also give stats. So I crashed a lot in training her, and I do picture her being a bit of a diva who just like, she wants to get her own way, and she won't always listen when you try to tell her to like go right. Just say like, nope, I'm going straight ahead like I want. That's how I picture her. And then if I have a Lux in the stable, I often also have my purple Nixie, Light Dust, or Lila here as well, because I imagine that this is one of Alex being a diva, this is one of the few horses she gets along with. This is her buddy, one of the few horses she accepts in the stable. And Lila is a Nixie. The first type of magic horse we got in the game back then, they were called Yorick Wild Horses, and they were released in June of 2016. They were released the day before I moved to Airstar. I haven't always played on Airstar, but I have been on Airstar since the Thursday after they were released. And I can show the non-magical coat. It looks like this, and there had that spring actually been a competition, and where people got to design horses, and they could put like patterns and stuff on them. I don't remember exactly how it worked, because I never entered. You had to post it on Instagram, and I did not have a public Instagram at this point. I only had a private, because I was 13 and quite young. But this was the winner of the competition, so the horse that won and was turned into a horse in the game, and then two other horses who I think were also designed by the same person, but were not the coat that won, was also turned into horses in the game. But don't quote me on that, because I'm not actually sure that's what happened, but I can recall something like that, so it could be true. Then the two horses I haven't shown you yet on this side. These are horses that often change. I usually put horses I really like here, that I just want to see, and that I'm currently feeling like, oh, I want them in my stable at the moment. So I'm planning on doing a all my favorite horses video, and you're definitely gonna see both of these horses in that video as well. And this here is Obsidian, or Conny, as I call him, and there's a story behind the name, but it's kind of hard to explain to someone who doesn't speak Swedish. It's related to a old video by Hail Rainstorm, who's a Swedish Star Stable YouTuber, I guess, YouTuber and Instagrammer, and she does videos in Swedish, and this is related to a thing that some of our friends said in a really old video. And he's called Conny, which is an old man's name here in Sweden, but I really love him. The Trackener is a bit outdated at this point, but he still has a very special place in my heart. And then we have Morning River, aka Morgan, who is one of my Gen 3 Arabians. I love Gen 3 Arabians, they are one of my absolute favorite breeds. I don't own that many, I think I only owned 2. And other than the magical horses, I have both of those as well. But I really love them, and I should probably buy more. But they are... this is adorable, and she's named after the protagonist from a book series I love called the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend, which is a magical, like, middle grade series. If you like Harry Potter for more than a nostalgia, like you enjoy the whimsical, magical school element, and you're fine reading books targeted at people that's like 12, 13, I recommend that series. It's great. I'm patiently awaiting book 4. It's been 18, no, it has been 4 years, I think, since book 3 came out. Over on this end we have my other 2 Nixies, and these are less frequent in my stable than Lila, but they are also, if I don't know what horses to put here, I'll usually put Ben and Derek, which actually I think they're in each other's stalls right now. Like, I would usually put them like this, I think. So these are the 2 other Nixies, and they feel like these should be defaults in my stable. Because before we got this updated, like, back in the day, we used to have a much smaller stable. You can only have 10 horses. The pasture wasn't the thing. You had to send your horses to vacation on Horse Island, and that costed money. And then we got this, which is my stable. And now we have the pasture and stuff. But obviously they were in my stable all the time then, because I didn't have 10 horses yet when we got the My Stable update. So... they feel like they should be, like, they're obvious choices for me to put in my stable. But this is Derek, Dark Ruby. He's another one of the Nixies. I still really like these horses, and I really like magical horses overall. I really like magical horses, and I like having magical coats. I like them for more than just their regular coats. And a lot of people also do that, and I know some people, or a lot of people also just like the non-magical coats, and that's fine. But I really like having magical horses, and this is Dark Ruby, and this is Blueberry, aka Ben, and he's the blue one. He has his own saddle pad, that's his, that pretty much every time I ride him, I have that saddle pad on him. He's not wearing that right now. Can I turn him blue again? But yeah. These are also stalls, especially like around Halloween. This is often put my wood deer, who I call Nils, here, and my Pepita, who I call Askungen, which is Swedish for Cinderella, in this stall. Then we have the stalls that change the most, I would say. And we can start with this one. This is the stall that's like the least permanent who's in here. This is the stall if I have a horse that I want to take photos with, or maybe I want another pony than Sasan when doing the pony champ, or I want to do the Icelandic race or something else that requires a specific horse, or I want a specific horse that isn't already in my stable. This is where I put them. So right now my Cernus Wind King, or aka Astraios, is here because I photographed him yesterday to edit my thumbnail for the previous video. So he's currently in the stable, and if I want to take some more photos later today, I'm probably gonna change him to whatever horse I'm using then. And on this side is other horses here for a specific reason, and that's because I have, for over the last year, or more than a year ago, I started collecting to give all my horses horseshoes with good stats. Not all of them have max stats, but with good stats. or and for my Gen 3 horses to give them their own individual halters. And I've worked my way up from like the first horses I bought. So I'm doing this to I'm giving them horseshoes and halters in the order I bought them. And this is Ocean Hero or Poseidon, and he's the current horse I'm working on giving horseshoes. So unless there's an event there I want to spend my Rubik shillings on buying tack and clothes that are limited edition, when I get max shillings from training and doing dailies, I buy horseshoes and halters for my horses. And this is where I put the current horse I'm working towards accessorizing in this stall. Then I guess we have my like feed room and my tack room, and obviously this looks the same for everyone, at least right now. If I'm gonna dream, I dream we're gonna be able to customize these with the Homestable customization. But if I'm being realistic, I don't think that's something we're gonna get. Same with, obviously, the layout in the stable is probably not something I'm gonna be able to change with this update. That feels like two things that are too big. I think being able to give us an interface to choose our own textures is already taking a lot of behind the scenes work that might not appear like a lot from the player's eyes, but obviously they have to have developed it and tested it, and they have probably been versions before that they tried and that they didn't like or didn't work as well, and there's been a lot of bug fixes with it probably before they can release it, so it's probably been a lot of work that is like invisible work. So I don't dare hope we're gonna be able to customize this, even though I wish that one day that's something that we'll be able to do, put up our own bridles and our own saddles and our own saddle pads and such. But I don't dare dream with that about that now. And then we have my training stable, I call this. So all stalls here except one is for horses I'm currently training. So this stall here is for Miracle, which is the horse I was riding in the beginning of the video, and he's the one I'm currently training. And then these three stalls and this stall here is for the next horses in line to be trained. So they're in the stable because every day I take care of them, I give them water and I brush them, and I did you pick their hooves in English? No, this is called a hoof pick, but I think you say that you pick their hooves to give them XP. And I usually also go to Valedale and create hay using my flax and feed them as well to give them XP so that they start off on a higher level when I start training them, so they're not on level 1. As it will go faster train, they're usually at least level 5 when I start training them. So these are my training ones. I'm currently training Miracle, and the next one I'm going to train is going to be Rose Litter, aka Rosetta, and then it's going to be Shadow Lily, Miracle Mother, aka Mira, and then Everflame. I don't know who's after Miracle, but once Miracle is level 15, he's going to go out in pasture, and I'm going to move the next horse in and take care of them every day for the XP. Then we come to the last, almost permanent horse in my stable who has a bugged nameplate. Wait, yeah, so this one isn't bugged. So I'm assuming it's because it's in the corner. And this is... okay, this is not, okay. If I move it like that, it's not bugged. That's not bugged. Okay, so it's because the name is in the corner, but this one isn't. If I move it back, is it still bugged? Okay, sorry. This is troubleshooting with Kaisa. If I have another level 15 horse and I put them in, it's still bugged. Okay, where did I put Moon Ghost? Help! I need to find M in the alphabet. There she is. Okay, it's that. If I go into settings and I hide the nameplate, okay, it's not bugged then. So it is, if you have a max leveled horse in this stall, it's bugged. Okay. This has been troubleshooting with Kaisa. I'm going to see if I remember to write a bug report on this. That is, by the way, how you troubleshoot in games. But if obviously, like as a player, I can't do full troubleshooting, but when I encounter bugs, I like to troubleshoot so I can write proper bug reports. But this is the final horse. This is Moon Ghost. I call her Gaia. She's named after a horse from She's named after a character from a TV show I watched as a kid called Tillbaka till Vintergatan, and it's about teenagers in space. And there is a space gas station, and it's run by this woman called Gaia, and that's who this horse is named after. And Gaia here is my Halloween horse. I bought her before we had gotten any magical Halloween horses. This was before limited edition horses during events was a thing, and I bought her to be my Halloween horse because I thought she looked kind of ghosty. She also, she's a Gen 2 Frisian sport horse, and she kind of looks like an albino, I think, because she's very pale, but not really a grey. And then she has, if she turns here, her eyes are kind of red. They don't look as red anymore, but they used to look quite red back in the day. So I don't know if that's been like a glitch in the texture or something. So she's in here in this stall, and I guess that's my full stable. I don't know if this will be interesting, but we could check out. Oh wait, I shouldn't have mounted that. We can quickly check out like my makeup and hair selection, if that's interesting. So I have some makeup. This is my original makeup. I have some other of the old makeup. Then I have all the Halloween makeups. Actually, back in the day, you could often see me with this. Even up until the updated character, I was often found roaming Jorvik as a vampire. I never outgrew my vampire face, I guess. But I don't like with updated character how you can see like where it blends into the neck. I would have preferred to see it blend down further down, or it's kind of hard to see. I think this is probably, this is probably the best. Like here, like under the jaw, kind of where you can't really tell from the front. Because it feels more like makeup now, and either that was an intentional choice that they did, but they left it here so it literally looks like makeup, or there's a technical reason why they can't have a makeup move further down on the neck. Either one is a possibility, but I would like to have seen it and somewhere else where it's not as visibly obvious, because I really like being a vampire, and I don't feel like a vampire anymore when I wear this. But that's obviously once again my personal opinion. Then I also have the witch makeup and the fair makeup, and then I have all of the like war face paints from Dundal. I really like all of them, especially I am House of the Blue Oaks at the medieval arena, and having these blue face paints I think is kind of fun. I was like a knight wouldn't have war paint probably, but let me have my fun. And then I have all the makeups from the Equestrian Festival this year. I was wearing currently this before I changed to the vampire. And then I also have these two freckled ones from the salon in Moorland. And then I also have some hairstyles. I have a lot of blonde ones. This is my original one. And then I bought a lot of these other blonde ones. Some of them I bought back when we originally got the ability to save hairstyles and makeups. That's not something that was available from the beginning. So actually on my very first Halloween I bought the vampire makeup, and I kept that as my only makeup that I was always wearing up until we got that you could like buy and save makeups in this table. So I was a vampire for a very long part of my history of the game. But I have a lot of these blonde hairstyles because I imagine Kajsa being blonde. I was actually wearing this before today because I have really long hair in real life. Fun fact, my hair is longer than this, like way longer than this in real life. So sometimes I think it's fun to have that long hair in game as well. Although Kajsa is not neither personality or appearance-wise, I've not based her off of me. Kaisa, I imagine her as her own character. Then I have this black hairstyle I bought for a Halloween picture I took a couple years ago. I have this, which is another shade of blonde. I have the Jojo Siva hairstyles, 2 of them. I bought these because it was fun to have when they came out, and this because I really wanted more blue hairstyles. I still want more light blue hairstyles, maybe not this exact color, and maybe not this color either, like in between of these two, because I really wanted blue hair when I was younger in real life, like light blue hair. But my hair is it's not super dark, but it's probably too dark to get like a really light blue color without bleaching, so I never did. Then I have some colored hairs and this like dressage bun that came out during the Question Festival. I recently learned you could buy these at a salon in the Silverglade Village, I think I heard someone say, so that's a tip if you want these. Then we have some hairstyles that Bella bought for me back in June. I let her spend 5,000 of my star coins for me, and she bought a couple of horses that you can see on my Instagram. And she also bought me a couple of dogs and a couple of hairstyles. So she bought these purple ones because she really likes purple hair and often have purple hair. So she thought I needed some Bella purple hairs and some of these short ombres as well. And she also bought this textured like cotton candy hair. I think this hair color, like this combination, is kind of cool. It reminds me of the like back in 2015, 2016, a lot of people had, there's several different hair styles in the game with this color combination, and a lot of people actually had them back then, and they were super popular, so this gives me nostalgia, but it isn't really a hairstyle I'm ever going to use on Kaisa, as I don't picture her with this type of textured hair. But I really like the color combination, and I do really like the hairstyle as well. I think the updated version of these, I guess there's supposed to be dreadlocks. I think these look so good, especially compared to how this model looked on the old characters. Like the model they had of this hairstyle before they updated the character was nothing like this, and this is infinitely better, and I really liked it to have, like, you can see the texture and stuff, so it's really well done. And then we have this blue ponytail. As I've told you, I really like my blue hairs. I want this hairstyle in, I said, like blue that's somewhere in between this and this, so like a brighter version of this, but not quite as, like, almost turquoise is what I would call this. And then we have the new hair that came today. I think it's really pretty. I just realized I bought the crown today, and I was like, oh, when I'm in the stable, I'm not riding a horse, I'm gonna wear it, and I'm gonna be silly because Star Stable gave me a crown, so I'm gonna be silly with it, and I forgot. I can be a queen now. And then I have my wardrobe, and this page doesn't look that bad, but if you're a neat person and you want things to be neat, this is your warning. Please don't get a heart attack. Because that's the only page that has any type of resemblance of being sorted. Because, and this drives Bella up the walls, I know where pretty much everything is anyway. Some things I can say, like, well, my favorite black riding boots are on page 5, a little bit above the middle to the left of what would be the middle, like if we went sideways. So if you go to page 5, here they are. These are some of my favorite black riding boots. They're there. And then, like, my favorite riding pants are gonna be page 10, a little bit below the middle to the left. Kind of hard to say, but I can picture in my head where it is, and then go here, and then, oh wait. Okay, these were a little bit wrong. They were a bit above. But it's because I recently, or like 6 months ago, I cleaned out my closet to get more space, and then I moved everything forward. So they used to be down here, and then they moved up 2 once. So, but yeah, and that's the thing. I don't have 100%. 100% of everything is anymore because of that. I'm starting to learn more again, but there's still page 10 and stuff like that. And some things I don't know exactly where it is. It's more like I know roughly where it is, like on a vibe, or like a feeling in my stomach. So yeah, like I've never sorted my closet because I know pretty much where everything is anyway. I have here on page 17 used to be my outfit like page. I have what used to be my racing outfit to go with these black jeans. That does anybody else remember when these were the only pants with the riding 5 stat on them? And then also this here is my club outfit. I've briefly mentioned my club before, but our colors are light blue and white as well with brown accents. And then we have like a winter one as well. And we have not changed our club outfit once since it was created back in 2016. But earlier this year, well, page 16 got full. I'm wearing some clothes on this page right now, that's why it's not 100% full, but so it's gotten cramped. I used to have some like my favorite things. These are some other of my favorite riding boots and favorite gloves and some of my favorite helmets. I like glasses and accessories to my character. I have glasses in real life, so often I wear glasses. So I have them here. I also really like these star-shaped sunglasses. I think they're very fun. And I also have these are the firefly earrings that you can get with at the when you collect lights in Valedale and trade at the stone, you can unlock these, and they're really cute. So yeah, and then like everything I got from quests and other things this year has ended up on this page since the Question Festival. And this is all the space I have left, so I guess I'm due for another clean out before Halloween, or I don't know how I'm gonna make it through. Because all these things are so cool, and I don't want to sell them. I'm desperately hoping. The biggest thing I want from the Homestable update next week is more space in my closet. Once again, here's my horse things, and the same thing goes here. It's only the first page that's sorted. This is not as full. I'm only here on page 14. On page 16, I have duplicates of things I've gotten from like the archaeology and from these are from the Question Festival. This is from the Summer Festival. These are from Halloween. Duplicate ribbons and stuff, and then I sell these when I need Jorvik shilling. So I sold some today to buy these here. We have my pets. These are probably the most sorted. So here we have cats, dogs, rabbits, plushies, seals, and then it continues with pigs, frogs, quote unquote. Well, no, these were start off as present, and then and these were inanimate objects, and then like the presents were different. But then I ran out of space, so my Yule goats and my snowball are here as well. Have like more inanimate things. We have my squirrels and more seals, and we have Betty because snow and foxes and more plushies and inanimate objects. I have a lot of pets. I like pets. I always want to have pets with me. Not always when I photograph, but always when I play the game, I always have a pet with me. And more inanimate objects, more cats, more flying ones. And here I have 3 duplicate pets, so these are here as well as things I can sell when I need Jorvik shillings. So I have duplicate Necromeowncer kitty. In Swedish, this is called a meowgician, or like a meow magician, like a pun. They're very cute. And then we have my items. This is cafe foods that we got from quests and things. That's just sitting here. And we have more things from quests and such. We have random things that I think are cool that I've collected from the archaeology. We have these things were with the culters. You traded with the culters when they were in game, and these were leftovers that I didn't have enough to trade in with them before they left, so they're here. More things from quests and items you don't always need to use or don't have a use anymore, like the bus card or the magic ticket. Here's our collectibles from events. I try to keep at least one of everything. So we have the old Christmas wishes, and then we have these fragments of Christmas. I think you needed 3 of these. You traded 3 of these, maybe it was 5, I don't know. 3 of these with Santa to get 1 of these. And then those were changed for these version of the Christmas wish, which was then changed to the Yule Goat spirit, but we only used these for 1 year. Then we got the warm wishes, and then eventually the warm wishes were traded for the winter tokens. And I have at least 1 of each token. See down here, and then I have extra spares up here that I will use next time the festival rolls around. So next festival is going to be Halloween. And I see here I have 86 of the autumn tokens that I'm going to be able to trade in immediately to get things I need left over from last year. Then I have 216 for the winter stuff, and so on and so on. So I have a lot of things here, and these like powders and stuff to magically turn your horse into other things. I have horse food, I have things for Camp Western for next year. I have my archaeological like dino things for Professor Yura. I have leftover trash. I really need more things to trade the trash into. I have rainbow gold. This is also really good to sell if I'm only missing like a little bit to have, especially when buying things that cost like 10,000 York shillings. If I'm only missing like a little bit to be at 10,000, this is a great thing because these sell for 5 York shilling each, so they're pretty good to just get as close to 10,000 as possible. Same here, like I have things from the Red Trail String Ride and things from the Haunted Trail Ride. These are also great because you often need more of these to trade in for like new magical pet every year, and you can also sell a lot of these. So like, as you can see, like these 8 of these sell for 4,000. That's quite a lot. So they're kind of good to have. And then we have things for the cauldron. I like the cauldron, but I like it more as you can get horseshoes from it. And I don't really always like the RNG in this game. I think it's too RNG. I don't think it as a game designer, as a game design student, something we often talk about is to never use true randomness, because true randomness often feels like it's acting disfavorably towards the player. The player often feels like when they encounter true randomness that they have been unjustly treated by the system. So you always want, when you have things that work with randomness, you always want it to be tilted in the player's favor, because that's when the player feel like they're being justly treated. And when they have working with true randomness, where everything is 100% random, it's not tilted in the player's favor, it often ended up feeling you often end up feeling like the game is targeting you and treating you unjustly. We as humans have that type of bias, and that's something you have to account for when you create video games, that our emotions play into it, and we aren't fully logical beings. Then here we have my bank. So these are things from the Archaeology in Epona. These are from Dino Valley, but these are like duplicates, and I save and sell these. Obviously this is like 22,000, so I will always like separate these down to like smaller groups before selling. And then these are from the observatory with Mario on Mondays and Tuesdays. You can do a quest to collect star stones. And if you do it, you will get one, and I save those and I can sell those for 70 shillings. And here we have my like fancy plants from Valel. So yeah, I guess that's my whole stable and my Homestable Tour. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you if you watched this far. It's probably quite a long video at this point, and I've been rambling a lot. Thank you for being here. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye bye!